Did you know that 94% of pet owners regularly have full conversations with their animals? And if you're watching this while side-eyeing your cat who just ignored your good morning greeting, don't worry, you're not losing your mind. You're actually tapping into some fascinating psychological mechanisms that reveal more about human nature than you might expect. I'm willing to bet that right now, someone watching this just had a flashback to asking their dog about their day or explaining to their hamster why they're running late for work. And here's the thing. There's actual science behind why we do this, and it's way more complex and beautiful than just being a quirky pet parent habit. The first thing you need to understand is that talking to pets isn't weird behavior, it's deeply human behavior. When we engage in conversations with our animals, we're exercising what psychologists call anthropomorphism, which is our natural tendency to attribute human characteristics to non-human entities. But this isn't just some random quirk our brains developed for fun. Think about it this way. Your brain is constantly trying to make sense of the world around you. And one of the most effective ways it does this is by using patterns it already understands. Since human interaction is probably the most complex social skill you've mastered, your brain defaults to applying those same frameworks to other relationships, including the ones with your pets. But here's where it gets really interesting. The psychology behind pet conversations reveals 3 distinct motivational drivers that most people never consciously recognize. The first is what researchers call social practice. When you're explaining your terrible day to your goldfish, you're actually rehearsing social scripts and emotional processing techniques. Your brain is using this safe, judgment-free interaction to work through thoughts and feelings before you encounter more complex human social situations. The second driver is emotional regulation. Have you ever noticed that you tend to talk to your pets more when you're stressed, lonely, or going through difficult times? That's because these conversations provide a unique form of emotional release. Unlike human listeners who might judge, interrupt, or offer unwanted advice, pets offer what psychologists call unconditional positive regard. They listen without criticism, which creates a perfect environment for emotional processing. The third driver might surprise you. It's cognitive stimulation. When you create elaborate scenarios about what your pet is thinking or feeling, you're actually exercising your theory of mind capabilities. This is the same mental skill that helps you navigate complex human relationships by understanding that others have different thoughts, feelings, and perspectives than you do. Now let's talk about the different types of pet conversations, because not all animal chatter is created equal. There's instrumental talking, which happens when you're giving commands or directions. Then there's emotional talking, where you're sharing feelings or seeking comfort. But the most psychologically revealing type is narrative talking. Those moments when you're literally telling stories to your pet or creating imaginary dialogues where they respond. If you find yourself doing narrative talking, congratulations. You're engaging in one of the most sophisticated forms of social cognition. You're not just projecting human traits onto your pet. You're creating an entire fictional social dynamic that serves multiple psychological functions simultaneously. Here's something that might blow your mind. The way you talk to your pets actually reveals specific things about your personality and emotional needs. People who create elaborate backstories for their pets tend to score higher on creativity measures and have stronger imaginative capabilities. Those who primarily use pets for emotional venting often show high empathy levels, but might struggle with human social anxiety. And if you're someone who asks your pet questions and then answers for them in different voices, you're demonstrating remarkable cognitive flexibility. You're literally switching between different perspective-taking modes in real time, which is actually a pretty advanced mental skill. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of pet conversations is how they fulfill our fundamental need for connection without the complications that come with human relationships. When you tell your cat about your work drama, you're satisfying your brain's social connection requirements while avoiding the potential stress of human judgment or relationship maintenance. This is why pet conversations often feel more honest and authentic than human ones. You're more likely to express your true feelings, admit your fears, or share your excitement with your pet than with many people in your life. Your pet becomes a confidant, therapist, and best friend all rolled into one furry, feathered, or scaled package. The research also shows that people who regularly talk to their pets demonstrate higher levels of emotional intelligence and better stress management skills. This makes perfect sense when you consider that these conversations provide regular opportunities to practice emotional expression and processing. So the next time someone gives you a weird look for having a deep philosophical discussion with your parakeet, you can confidently tell them that you're engaging in sophisticated psychological behavior that enhances your emotional intelligence, practices your social skills, and maintains your mental well-being. The truth is, talking to your pets isn't just normal. It's a sign that your brain is working exactly as it should. You're using the most advanced social processing system on the planet to create meaningful connections with the creatures that share your space and your heart. And honestly, considering how good pets are at listening compared to most humans, maybe they deserve those conversations more than anyone else anyway.